There is a reason why your doctor or pharmacist tells you that it can take up to 6 weeks and sometimes even longer to know if your SSRI is really doing its job. Here's why science thinks this happens. Now, when it comes to serotonin in your brain, it's made inside the neuron. On my left, you have neuron number 1, and on the right, you have neuron number 2. Hair bubble is your serotonin, and this unicorn over here is what's called the serotonin transporter, or SERT. When serotonin gets released from that first neuron, it actually has the option to go back where it came from through those black circles that I'm pointing at on the yellow sponge, but it needs SERT in order to do it. Now that you know who everyone is, I'm going to show you how the SSRIs work. So the serotonin is now inside neuron 1. You see how there's space between the neurons, like where SERT is hanging out? That space is called the synaptic cleft. It's basically a gap between the two neurons, and that's where the neurotransmitters, like serotonin, are released. Now, once the serotonin gets out there, it has a couple of options of what it can do next. One thing it can do is go back into the neuron that it came from, and those black dots are called autoreceptors. In order to go back into the neuron through those receptors, serotonin needs SERT. This process is called reuptake. The serotonin is going back where it came from. We don't want that in cases of depression and anxiety or any other conditions where there's not enough serotonin activity. So we use SSRIs to block SERT, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. The SSRI is inhibiting SERT from taking serotonin back into the neuron that it came from. That means more serotonin gets to hang out in the synaptic cleft. It gets to interact with the receptors on the other neuron that helps lead to other activities that we do want to happen. It does not go back into the neuron that it came from, at least not as much as it would without the SSRI. Okay, here's why I'm about to explain the working theory for why scientists believe it takes so long for SSRIs to have their maximum impact. This is real cool. Remember those autoreceptors where the serotonin came back into the neuron? Over time, once it realizes that it's not getting used that much, fewer of those autoreceptors are created. So that means that even less of the serotonin is going back into its original neuron, more is staying in the synaptic cleft. That's what we want.